Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Pre-Dental series. My name is Nick, and this is episode 4, where we'll talk about letters of recommendation. Letters of recommendation are a really important aspect of your pre-dental application or any other graduate school application. So having very strong letters of recommendation will help you a lot. So first off, what is a letter of recommendation? It's a confirmation from a non-family member of your quality of character. They can help or hurt you tremendously, like I said previously. So having good letters is important. So the first thing you may be asking is, who should I ask for a letter of recommendation? Who you should ask all depends on the programs you're applying to, like which schools, whether you're dental or medical, and what they require. So be sure to go to each program's website and write down what types of letters each program requires that you plan on applying to. That way you don't get screened out and that they'll see your application by having all the requirements. The next thing is ask the professors in which you have the best relationship with. If you've gone to office hours in chemistry or biology and you got to know your professor really, really well and they like you and you have a good interaction with them, ask that person. Typically, the professors you spent the most one-on-one time with are going to be the ones that can speak more highly of you and speak about the authentic you. And the authentic you is the most important aspect of this that we're trying to relay to the admissions committee member. Typically, if you've been a teacher's assistant, a TA, a supplemental instructor, an SI, or you've gone to office hours multiple times, or you even sit on the front row and say hello to your professor, or good morning every day to your professor. All these things can really help influence having a quality letter of recommendation. So be sure to ask the professor in which you have that relationship with. For me, I asked the following professors for a letter of recommendation. I did 2 prerequisite professors. One of them was for my biology, upper division biology 2 course, and the second was for general chemistry 1. I built a great relationship with both of those 2 professors. For the biology course, I ended up as the supplemental instructor. I reached out to the professor and asked if I loved biology and I was really inspired by it. So I asked him if I could be a TA. He offered me the SI, so I hosted daily study sessions for his class, and we really built a great relationship through that. For the general chemistry professor, we'd see each other in the hall all the time and say hello. We had a really great relationship, and I would always say hi and go out of my way to ask what his research says up to, and really enjoyed having these relationships on campus. So those really helped. The next one was a non-science professor. This was actually also my pre-dental advisor on campus. This is someone who was almost like a mentor to me during my pre-dental experiences. And some schools require a non-science letter or they require a character letter. So this non-science professor could really be both, considering I took a class from this person and they were an advisor. The next is a general dentist. Of course, you're applying to dental school. You're going to want a dentist letter of recommendation in there. So definitely have a general dentist. And I had 1 specialist as well. So I had 5 letters total, 2 non-science professors, or 2 science prereq professors, 1 non-science professor, 1 general dentist, and 1 specialist letter. I felt that all of these people could give a different, say different things about me and our interactions and our relationships. All of them I had strong relationships with, so I felt pretty assured and by them that those letters would be of good quality and that it would accurately reflect my character to the people in the admissions committee. So really be sure to ask someone who can speak highly of you and highly of your character. A way to do that is when you're asking them for the letter of recommendation, you specifically say, Dr. Blank, can you write me a strong letter of recommendation? Or will you write me a strong letter of recommendation? Another great way to ask is at the very beginning of the semester, you sit down with your professor and say, hey, I'm applying to this graduate program in the coming months. I really would appreciate a strong letter of recommendation. What could I do throughout the course of the semester to earn a strong letter of recommendation? A lot of times that goes a really long way. So you're not at the very end of the semester telling them about this. Instead, they know about it and they can be thinking of things and writing things down about you the whole semester. That way, that letter's as strong as possible. If you're applying this year, like May, June 2024, I would start asking right away if you haven't. You don't want your application to get delayed on those letters. And if you're asking next cycle, 2025, then I would start asking as soon as possible. Really, the earlier the better. Ideally, you ask right after the new year on the year you're applying. So if you're applying in 2024, you would have started asking those professors in January or February, giving them ample time and ample updates and notice of when those are due. And so none of the letters make your application get hung up in the process. So ask early, maintain those relationships. I want to address something really important because there can be a lot of stress around asking a professor a letter of recommendation. That's totally normal. Don't stress about this. It'll be okay. A good way to ask is to go into office hours and meet them one-on-one in a comfortable setting. Typically, if they have their office hours posted on their university webpage online, or you can check on like Canvas and your syllabus when that is, or you can shoot them an email and say, hey, I'd love to talk with you about the class material, have a few questions. A lot of times professors are very passionate about the class, so they're more than happy to meet with you. Or you can just ask them after class if the timing's right, and it's an appropriate setting. And something that's really important to think about when asking professors for letter of recommendation is think about what they might say about you and how that can enhance your application. So for example, are you a leader? Have you helped others? Are those qualities that you're wanting to shine through in your application that can also be backed up by experiences you have listed in your application, that your letters and your experiences can come together and support a narrative. Applications are very narrative driven. I think it's very important these schools get 1,000 plus applications a year. It's very important to make yourself more than just a number, more than just application 400, for example, that you have these qualities and these characteristics about you that can shine forth through your application. So be thinking about how this professor, and if they're going to help support the narrative and the authentic true self you're trying to convey, or if that's going to be hindered. So just keep that in mind. And scroll down to my notes here. There's a few different websites that you can use to collect your letters. When I applied, my school used vCollect through our predental advisor. I also know of a few like Interfolio, and there's a few others out there. If you have a good predental advisor on campus, they might request that the letters are emailed directly to your advisor, and that your advisor, you can give permission within the application portal for them to upload the letters. So if you have predental advisor on campus, maybe go chat with them and see what ways students at your school or program have uploaded letters in the past, because there's different ways to go about this. You can follow step by step what's in the portal and tell you how to upload letters, and that works also just fine. So don't worry about that too much. Just make sure they get in there, right, and that your letters actually are on your application, because you don't want to go through all this work of applying just to get filtered out by forgetting to attach a letter, right? So other than that, please try not to stress about this too much. Letters of recommendation are an amazing thing. It'll give you another great opportunity to interact with professors with whom you built a relationship with. And a lot of these professors may have been mentors to you, mentees, and have guided you through your college, or at least you've hopefully learned a lot from them in the courses you've taken. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I appreciate you watching this video, and good luck in your predental journey. I'll see ya.